What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. My name is Jeff and this is Broken Paddock. So today I'm going to go ahead and try one last attempt at the rear tire with that nut and bolt situation to see if I can actually push the rotors off. So we're going to go ahead and get the car jacked up, get the wheel off, and try to get these bolts threaded through. So let's go ahead and knock this out. Alright guys, so this is what we're working with. I've got a really long 1/2-inch bolt. Well, it's like a 5-inch, 1/2-inch bolt. It's a 3/4 inch hex with 2 washers, and I'm using 2 nuts, one to protect the end one to protect the threads on the bolt and when it pushes against the rotor, and the other one is going to be to tighten it up. So this will all thread through the brake caliper holder bolt, the carrier bolt. There's the brake caliper carrier, and then as I tighten this one down, it should eventually push this one towards the back of the brake rotor, hopefully pushing it off of the hub. So we're going to hope to use this in a little bit of pressure. Maybe I can use this to push and then hit it with a hammer on the other side and just try to get that brake loose. Maybe we'll just let it sit there for a little bit and apply a little bit of pressure at a time. So we're going to go ahead and get this all set up, and I'll show you guys how it sets up once it's on. Alright, so let me go ahead and get back here. So this is what it's going to look like. There's a bolt with the washer just in case it tightens up, you know, to protect where the caliper bolt goes. One nut to tighten down on, the other one to kind of use to not completely damage the rotor. So we're going to go ahead and hold this one. We're going to hold this one and tighten this one so it'll slowly thread, and hopefully with any luck it'll kick this rotor just enough to break the seal so we can get that new setup back on. If not, I'm gonna have to tear apart the other side and put the old setup back on the passenger side in order to drive this thing to work tomorrow. Alright guys, so I was able to tighten this up, and as you can see, it's loose now, and so is the brake rotor. So all I do is put enough tension on this, smacked it all the way around with one of the rubber mallets. Clank came loose, so I started hitting it here with it putting pressure here, hit it here, and guess we can finally put brakes on the truck. So being able to finally get that rotor off, that literally took a couple of seconds. So all I had to do was thread it through, tighten it up, and then I just barely beat around it with the hammer and it came right off. So huge game changer. We're gonna go ahead and get that rotor off, get the new one on, possibly tighten up all the lugs with the torque specs and everything. So I'm gonna torque all the bolts down, take it for a test drive, set the rear brakes with the slowing down, stopping and stuff like that. So I'll embed those in, and then we might see if we can go ahead and get started on the front again and see if the same trick works on that one side. I do have to figure out how to jack the front one up. Since I am parked kind of on a hill, the truck does tend to move. So I'm trying to figure that one out because I don't have space. Normally I would do this in the garage, but that thing's still there, so I don't really have space currently. And these were kind of, the rears were a lot more crucial than the fronts. I've got a 1/4 inch, a little over 1/4 inch pad left on the front, so I should be okay. The rears were gone. So let me go ahead and get this on. Super excited now, and actually, you know, not as defeated that I've gotten this completed. So let me go ahead and put these on and show you what they look like when they're done. So we got the lubricant on the outsides of the brake rotors, so we were able to finish the pack it off. I've already got the caliper holder on with the new clips. This is all tightened down. I do have to hit it with a wrench. Got the rotor on. Did tighten up the e-brake, so I just got to go ahead, and I've already got the caliper pressed in. So I'm just gonna throw the brakes on, throw the caliper on, and put the tire back on. Make sure everything's tight. Alright guys, got the wheel and tire on this side. I did torque down all of the other wheels, so we are good there. I do have one lug nut off that I will need to rethread. I already ordered the tap and die. It's like the one size I don't have. It's a 14 by 1.75, and it should be here tomorrow, so I can go ahead and fix that. It looks like through the hammering stuff, somehow like the first 2 threads got messed up on one of them, So I want to make sure I just clean those threads up and that I clean up the lug bolt that's going to go on that one. So once that's all figured out, we'll be good to go. Again, that should come in tomorrow, so that'll be another video. But I did get all of the wheels and tires back on and torqued. So we're gonna go ahead and take the truck for a drive and set the brake rotors for the rear before I go to attempt the front. What we may end up doing is just doing the windshield wipers and a couple other small things. But let's go ahead and take this truck for a drive. What is going on, guys? So I was able to test drive the truck and I realized that there was some scraping going on with the rotors. I thought they were just stuck, so I pulled them all back apart and re-lubricated the pistons on them. That didn't help anything. I realized as soon as I tightened the wheels down and I tried to spin them, they wouldn't spin, they were kind of stuck. So I did a random thing and I looked up the part numbers for the rotors that I had, and it turns out they're the wrong rotors. So I have the wrong power stop rotors, and those will be for sale because I ordered them, I don't know, in 2021. So it's too late to do a return or anything like that. So I will have a set of rotors and pads for sale because I think they're the same set. They go from the same, so whoever pulled the order originally just pulled the wrong order, just pulled like the wrong rears. I'm gonna double check the fronts before I deal with any of that anymore. But I did make a quick trip to O'Reilly's. We just bought some basic, I think they're like the Brakes Best rotors. I do have the good pads on, so those are still, you know, the power stop pads are still good. So we're gonna go ahead and just do the rotors so I can go ahead and drive this thing to work, and then we'll look at ordering the power stop rotors again. If I can get the right ones, we'll get those ordered and get those swapped out so I have power stop everything. And then we'll go ahead and knock out the fronts in a later date. But let's go ahead and pull everything back apart again and get these rotors on.
They're in there, babe.
Look at the little puppies. Oh, there goes the little puppies. What is going on, guys? So I was able to drive the truck. The new rotors worked out perfectly. I've got the puppies in the background. New rotors worked out perfectly with the power brake. I still have the power stop pads on. So eventually I will order the power stop rotors, but the O'Reilly's Brake Best whatever rotors are good enough for right now. My factory rotors and pads lasted over 170,000 miles, so they were probably on there a little too long. I will need to look at the front soon, but at least I'm able to drive to work and knock everything out. So I will go ahead and catch you guys in the next video.